Welcome to the London Outlook for Friday, the 15th of March 2024. Starting off with the economic calendar, there's a bunch of red folder news in the New York session. However, they're not as significant as something as CPI, GDP, or interest rates, or even NFP to warrant closing trades beforehand. So, any trades taken in the London session can be mentioned accordingly. Then, in terms of the London session, moving on to the daily and 4-hour charts, starting off with the daily, there isn't any consecutive daily candles to support any particular bias, and thus, from a 4H perspective, this is where we will draw our higher time frame narrative from. The key being there's a change of character in the market structure, and thus we are unsure if a bullish market trend is going to validate itself, or is this just a bunch of liquidity grabs to then ultimately continue the bearish move. For that reason, we employ an uncertain scenario trade plan in which any trade idea must be backed by three elements. The first being a 4H OB, which is this OB right here. The next being a valid substructure high or low to target. In this case, we've got this substructure high. And then the last point will be available internal range liquidity towards the intended target. From yesterday's perspective, you can see that we have reacted to this pro-trend previously confirmed primary OBE right here, which then materialized and actually took out the substructure intended target right there. For that reason, this shorting is not valid until we reach back into this newly validated OB, which then means that we only have the pro-trend unconfirmed OB right here to then support long ideas, and thus for that reason the London session only supports long ideas. And from a 5-minute perspective, what we can see is that we have sufficient internal range liquidity, which I will mark on right here, with this being the last point of internal range liquidity. And then if we look at what's happening in the PA right here, essentially we have an Asia high of the day right there, and the Asia low of the day right there. So in order to take London longs, ideally we want Frankfurt to take out the Asia low, then London to validate the Frankfurt low, and then take a Frankfurt long, ideally while still having this pre-Asia or Asia liquidity available, which would enable us to be slightly more aggressive with our entry methodology, and then we'll break even at this point, after which we'll hold on to the trade with the objective of taking out this level, or rather these levels right here. In terms of daily range, it's around 68 pips. 70% of that is about 48 pips, which I'll mark on right here. So around 48. So ideally, if things all work out to plan, then we take a trade targeting this level, and as you can see, a 1 to 3 is available. Ideally, I'll take full TPs at this 4H OB because it poses a significant barrier where price is likely to reverse from. Other than that, that's pretty much the London outlook, and we'll chat again for the New York outlook.